2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. This team has so many weapons late in games, but perhaps the biggest of them all is Kyrie Irving. Shaq, do you view Kyrie as the most clutch?
Tell him sit down.
The Boston fans already at a fever pitch inside the arena. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Okay, hi.
Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that this is a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums and those times. Are coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that they
like Doc was kind of in between, wasn't he? Little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You need to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Dunn and Levine, their backcourt. And it's Valentine in at the 3. That free throw good from Lopez. And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, it was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And the 3 ball is good.
Yeah, that's what you want from Irving. He's a point guard who is always looking to distribute the rock.
Dunn passes to Lopez. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Lopez has got 5 points so far.
Boy, that's what you call timing. He doesn't have to break stride on the pass.
Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It
17 years old.
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. You know, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You know, you're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, you know, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Markkanen dishes to Valentine. 4 on the shot clock. Over Smart. Kick out to Levine. Knocks down the 3-ball. Levine's got his second bucket tonight.
That's a tough take. Levine calm in the face of pressure.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man.
Yeah,
You see me?
Like it? How do you like
You know
it?
what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, and but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great rest in peace to Craig, you know, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. And here's Boston. They're on a 14-5 run here. Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against down low? Let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, see, Webb was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time that I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe. You know, who do I most resemble?
Well, not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, you know, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off or showcase.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh, my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up.
And he knew that turning, I could handle it. And I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Here's Portis. Grant outside. Shoots the three. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who have been through the trade process and talking to me and getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Brown outside. There's the pass to Rozier. The dish to Brown. The Celtics working the ball around now. Now here's Tatum. Guarded closely. Looking to end the drought. Kept alive. And it's Baines missing.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
From the baseline. The rebound by the Celtics. And Kev, you had a voice in where you'd go from Minnesota. How did all that play out?
I sat with my wife, and we all kind of went through it and thought Boston was the best situation. Paul and I had great bones and great history that I don't think the world really knew. We have been knowing each other since 14, 15. I played with each other younger, and I had a chance to play with Cole, but that really didn't go through. A lot of people don't know I had a chance to play with Steve Nash.
Whoa!
This guy in the dunk contest. Jaylen Brown taking flight with that insane athleticism.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Here's Rozier. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Chicago leading. Here's Grant. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Baines with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Here's Rozier. He's covered by Grant. Taken away by Holiday. In transition, here come the Bulls. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Bulls have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And he makes the first. G's checked in for Chicago. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Boston has possession. It's a 3-point game. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense. Yeah,
no doubt. I mean, a testament to how level-headed this group is. Nice job executing on the offensive end of the floor.
Here's Zipser. And again, no good by Chicago. And they're moving it up. Here's Brown. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Well, it looks like he's going to get the easy 2 points, but the defense recovers just in time to effect it.
With 1 on the clock.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team. But we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh, yeah. They're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another. And I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
We've got Tatum on out there with Rozier. Then it's Aaron Baines. That's the Boston Five. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Here's Tatum. And he overshot that one, missing. Chicago leading by 3. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. Yeah. When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a 1, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
Special players, bro. I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
And Baines kicks to Brown. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy, man. Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well. Was very long. Had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, Timmy's one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute. I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say anything. Keep it between.
Okay.
How exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Markkanen, he's checked in for Paul Zipser. Valentine comes in for Justin Holiday. And Levine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Offensive rebound. Markkanen, a beautiful reverse layup. Markkanen's got his first 2 points.
And remember, at 7 feet tall, Markkanen is tough to keep off the board, solid at tracking down misses on that offensive glass.
That's good from Horford on the assist by Bosh. And that's now 6 points for Al Horford. Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about it. I would love to play with Kobe for a year, or got to team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
Yeah, it was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. It's what it was. But Kobe,
you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything.
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun, but it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and watch the game and loving the game.
Yeah. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Lock at 6. Here's Markkanen. Nice D from Bosh.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star Week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star Week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family, right?
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
I'm a big fan of how Markkanen runs the floor. He's got tremendous mobility, and he knows how to create angles for the pass.
Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, as 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kevin, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college, some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did.
Which I did.
Yes.
And, you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. You know, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you. And you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
And Markkanen is skilled at drawing fouls once he establishes position. Uses that height to get the defense to commit.
Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like when you put parameters. I could see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to defer to. But, you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college. And plus, they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they're learning. So I just think that they need...
They're basketball players.
They're basketball players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. Not saying that every kid's going to have that, but you have obviously the D-League. You have all these multiple leagues throughout the world and where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. And you sit here and you can say, you know, for business is good for this. Listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. Our game was built off for one to be better than the ones that's come before us. You know what I'm saying? When Lou Alcindor came in here, he was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Cole wanting to be better than, you know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down. And when I think of greatness, I think, you know, it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows, and at some point it's going to mimic.
Celtics trail by 5. Kevin, over the years, we've seen a number of super teams develop, and in the Warriors' case, it's not the big 3, it's the big 4. Is this a trend you see continuing? You did it in Boston.
Man, look,
You were the original big three.
It seems like it, eh? You know, right.
You were the original big three.
You know what? It's like an innovative type of thing, right? I didn't
It
even know that we were
there's
doing
no
that.
doubt.
Right, because
There's no
LeBron
doubt.
come back and do what? LeBron goes to
Miami. He's
Miami
the big
after
three
that,
right down there. Yeah.
And then what? Then it just starts morphing into these different things, right?
KD to Golden State.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What do you think of that?
I think this is pretty much the norm. You know what? Listen, I think KD took a lot of heat for it, but when you really think about what he's doing, is that, let's say 20 years from now, when he sits back, he wants to talk to Steph, he wants to talk to Draymond, he wants to talk to Clay. These are all going to be three greats with him. I'm just talking about those three guys. He's playing with three other greats. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to play with three other greats in the prime, Kev, you're going to do that. And if you don't, then something's wrong with you.
Smart passes to Hayward. Horford with the screen on Lopez. For three, Hayward. Markkanen pulls it in.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Out left to the wing. Done with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Lopez, a screen on Hayward. Valentine dishes to Dunn. They get it again. Lopez kicks to Dunn. Here's Valentine. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
And the first one at the line is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Boston. Rozier comes in for Irving. Paul Zipser, he's checked in for Chicago. Justin Holiday comes in for Levine. Now Smart. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Here's Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Tatum's got himself on the board with 3 there.
You know, Kev, this in part is why Al Horford is seen as such a terrific leader. His willingness to pass the basketball, to play unselfishly.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Celtics trail by 6. 1:16 left to play here in the second quarter. And Baines kicks to Rozier. And here's Smart. Horford with the screen on Holiday. Here's Smart. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Oh, a lapse defensively, and they actually get away with it. Bad idea to leave him open consistently, though.
Adding a lot of flavor to the mix, Kevin Garnett. Kevin, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Hope you join us again sometime.
Man, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you holler at me, all right?
Future Hall of Famer and a terrific person, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm, and it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
And the shot goes in.
They are just killing them on the interior. And this could be the final possession of the period.
Right, they have to play their cards right. No rush, work the clock, and get a quality look.
Horford in the post. They set the pick. It's deflected. And so it's the Chicago Bulls in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Here with Chris Bosh. Chris, you're down at the half. How do you turn things around in the second half?
Good teams find a way to win. We know we've gotten off to a slow start defensively.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Zach LaVine led the way in the first half. He had 16 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Listen, I was impressed with the play of Zach LaVine. He's got that explosiveness. He could play above everybody, dripping with potential, but it's the production that you love to see.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
You know, my favorite thing, Greg, I think he showed no fear in attacking the defense. He got on the interior with ease.
The second half just about to get going here. Yours, you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I'd blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course, I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch. Taking a look at the Bulls, Dunn and LaVine, their backcourt. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. And it's Valentine in at the 3 spot.
But Kyrie's so confident shooting from beyond the arc. No defense is going to get in his way.
Dunn passes to LaVine. To the middle and stolen by Horford. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Smart leading the charge. And the call will be against Al Horford. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Now here's LaVine, guarded by Smart. Now here's Dunn. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Another shot. It's hauled in by Dunn. The Bulls leading by 3. Out to the wing. Valentine dishes to Markkanen. Fires from deep. Second chance shot. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by Horford.
Boy, they can't buy one right now. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
They get it again. Bosh uses the glass to finish the layup. Bosh has got 10 points.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
Pass to Valentine. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
After an ugly 0 for 4 to start the half, they get one to fall.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Some changes for Boston. Aaron Baines comes in for Al Horford. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Marcus Smart. Chicago also making some changes. Portis comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's Jaren Grant in for Chris Dunn.
And the Celtics trade for Kyrie Irving, sending shockwaves back in August. Never before had a pair of 25-point-per-game scorers swap teams in the offseason. That's what you call a blockbuster.
Pass to Valentine. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And they pick up 2. He has 5. Here's Irving. 19 points in the game.
And no doubt Irving and IT, both elite offensive weapons. But Irving, 6 inches taller, perhaps more defensive upside, and 3 years younger. The Celtics feel he fits their timeline.
Just 5 on the clock. Hayward can't hit. So the Bulls, their last game, a win against the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and anytime you can get the looks they got and have the ability to shoot it like they do, that is a lethal combination.
Well, Greg, how about the field goal percentage and how impressive that was? They seem to be knocking everything down.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And they get it. Here's Bosch. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Markkanen. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's a 10-point Bulls lead. Austin's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
So the Celtics called timeout, their first. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Chicago making a switch here. G's checked in.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. Really been a key contributor over the past month. 10th in free throw shooting, 13th in steals. And he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates is such an asset.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Grant, that's good. Grant's got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls. Brown against Grant. Brown kicks to Baines with the fadeaway. Not enough on that one as it misses. Here's Chicago. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. G passes to Markkanen. Now the feed to G. Grant kicks to G. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Hayward. Dishes to Irving. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Kyrie Irving, a good playmaker. But he looks to score first, wouldn't you say, Doris?
Well, I think, Kevin, you can see with his tremendous skill level, playmaking is an area where he can be even more dynamic.
And he knocks down the first one.
Such a luxury to have Kyrie shoot it like this from the free throw line because the ball is in his hands so often.
Tatum, he's checked in for Chris Bosh. You know, Doris, when it comes to leadership, there are so many different ways to do it, different ways of leading among the players who are some of the more vocal leaders out there. Who do you have circled?
You know, I think leadership sometimes, Kevin, requires that you make your teammates uncomfortable, and that's not always easy to do. So the 2 guys that come to mind for me are both Chris Paul and LeBron James. One, they're going to hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. And unless you're willing to do that, it's hard to bring everybody with you. So in terms of leadership, the guys I like watching the most right now in the current NBA are both Chris Paul and LeBron James.
Great examples. Free throw drops for Hayward.
Boy, oh boy, has Gordon Hayward turned himself into a complete offensive player? His offense has grown every single year. There's no question you want the ball in this guy's hands.
To the left wing, G dishes to Grant. He kicks it to G. Back to Grant. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Tatum. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Huge fan of how Tatum runs the floor. It's almost a lost art. Terrific when he's in attack mode, in transition, putting a lot of pressure on that defense.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. And Hayward has packed on the muscle. Doris, you've seen it. He's a dangerous finisher inside.
You're right, Kev. Crafty, explosive, and he's got tremendous touch. This guy can make something out of nothing.
Terry Rozier's checked in for the Celtics.
Well, think about Zach LaVine suffering that ACL tear last season, guys. He then gets sent to the Bulls in the Jimmy Butler trade. Certainly, that's a lot to deal with. Let's hope he can flourish in his new surroundings.
They grabbed their own miss. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
That's all about the positioning right there. Doesn't let anybody beat him to the spot before he can get the follow-up.
Some changes for Chicago. Paul Zipser comes in for Markkanen, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Zach LaVine. And for LaVine, everything was up for him across the board. Doris, you knew he had the athleticism, but don't you see the skills now have caught up with that in short time?
I don't think there's any question, Kev. It's amazing how quickly his shot has progressed. With his burst and shooting, he's now a nightmare to guard. This guy's a great all-around talent who is only getting better. Well, he's a guy that can adapt and adjust to any defense he's up against. It's really something to watch.
The Celtics have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. And that one falls for Tatum.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
G kicks to Zipser. Goes up. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
I'll tell you what, don't sleep on Tatum. He has some ups. And I love seeing him trying to electrify the crowd.
And G has it in the corner. Pass to Portis. Doesn't go for him. So the Celtics will take it the other way. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that game is the second of two straight at home. Here's Rozier. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. It's deflected. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Celtics lead by 2.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team, and terrific size at his position. Another turnover there leading to a basket.
Bulls trail by 4. G passes to Lopez. Here's Zipser. Holiday with it. Picked up by Brown. Here's G. And the Bulls with another miss. Celtics leading by 4. Hayward kicks to Brown. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Portis has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
Here's G. They need this. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Horford. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Chris Bosh has checked in for Boston. That free throw good from G. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Here's Smart. Lopez with the block.
You have to be a fan of how Robin Lopez refuses to give any shot a free pass. He'll block and challenge anything.
The Celtics with the lead. Kicks it to Bosh. Lopez with the steal. 56 seconds left here in the third quarter. Back to Portis from past the arc. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Smart with the ball. Bosch, the screen. Lopez with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. Portis kicks to G. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. They set the pick. Back to Holiday. The pass to Portis. Over Smart. Zipser kicks to Portis. Here's G. They shoot again. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Lopez has got 11 points.
You know, one of the most impactful offensive rebounders in the game. Robin Lopez doing work.
They recover it. Basket good. 12 points for Chris Bosh. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Bulls lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Hey, bottom line is, good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. How you respond is the biggest key. Let's go.
And Brad Stevens moments ago focusing on what they can do now rather than worrying about what's already happened.
Yeah, and this is all you can do. Put all of your energy into this moment. The past, the future, they don't matter.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court right now for the Celtics. Brown and Hayward out on the perimeter. Chris Bosh is out there with Tatum, and it's Smart in at the point. Hayward can hit. Chicago leading. And stolen by Hayward. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Celtics making a switch here. Irving's checked in. Feeds to Hayward. Shot from 12. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Well, such an efficient mid-range scorer. Gordon Hayward, what a terrific shooting motion.
Dunn kicks to Valentine. Lopez a screen to the left side wing. The dish to Valentine. Here's Dunn. And Boston with the rebound. Bosh has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Now Irving. Bosh inside. Lopez covering. And that one's good by Bosh.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Portis, the pass to Dunn. Lopez a screen. Valentine dishes to Lopez. No good that time. Hayward with some nice D. Celtics leading by 3. And a wide open look for Irving. That 3 off the mark.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
Here's Dunn. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Boy, how much do you appreciate Chris Dunn working hard inside to come away with these easy interior buckets?
Irving kicks to Bosh. He feeds it to Hayward. With the floater, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
You know, you have to like that he's still getting quality touches and delivering now after getting blanked in the first half.
So for the Bulls, Markkanen, he's checked in for Bobby Portis, and Levine subbed in for Justin Holiday.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
they've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Second chance shot. And the nice bucket inside from Bosch. Bosch has got the lead up to 6 now for the Celtics.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Irving's shot is good.
Yeah, Kyrie coming to play today. So good at finding ways to step up his game.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, guys. Well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Here's Smart. The Celtics on offense. They're on a 13-4 run right now. For 3, Hayward. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 5th rebound in this one.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Boston leading by 8. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Hayward missing again. Chicago's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. In the corner, it's Levine. He dishes it to Markkanen. Now, here's Dunn. He's tightly guarded.
Markkanen absorbing the contact. He's really good at staying with his shot through that contact.
The Celtics have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. Hayward outside. Over Levine. Second shot opportunity. Lopez with the block. Pass to Levine. In the corner, Valentine with it. Now here's Levine, guarded by Smart, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And nice to see Zach LaVine back out on the floor after seeing him lose the back half of last season to injury. Doris, that was a tough blow for him, tearing his ACL, but he hopes to have a full recovery.
Well, I think, Kev, the key piece here is sports medicine can do so much more now with the recovery of an ACL. And when Zach LaVine is healthy, with his burst and the ability in the open floor, this guy is a sight to behold.
Smart passes to Hayward. Tatum kicks to Hayward. Bosch, a screen on Levine. Here's Hayward, and he converts the layup. Hayward's got 10 points in just the second half.
You know, after a first half of poor shooting, he is turning up the heat now.
Passes to Valentine. Here's Markkanen. Sinks the three-pointer.
And I tell you what, Markkanen has already mastered the art of the bank shot. Loves getting it up there and knocking that one down. You have got to be in his space if you want to disrupt his rhythm.
Here's Tatum. Chicago grabs the miss. And here's Levine. And it's done in the corner. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got his 4th assist in this one.
Now this is the area that Dunn is working on. Wants to be a proficient catch-and-shoot guy.
There's the feed to Tatum. Smart, wide open, he fires. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that.
Well, he had 1 three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Now, here's Dunn. D right on him. There's a screen. Just 5 to shoot. To the paint. Here's Markkanen. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Markkanen's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Yeah, good luck keeping up with the elite speed of Chris Dunn in the pick and roll. So efficient with his passing and shooting in these sets.
And he gets it back. Irving for three. Markkanen pulls it in.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Stolen by Smart. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. And the layup's good off the glass. Smart's got it all tied up now for the Celtics.
Now that's about amazing quickness. How about Marcus Smart's ability to beat everybody up the floor with that burst?
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Now, here's Dunn. Lopez a screen. Levine dishes to Dunn. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Valentine. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Dishes it to Irving. Nice D from Levine.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Here's Irving. He kicks it to Bosh. Over Markkanen. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Valentine passes to Levine. Bulls moving the ball around. Dunn shot's good.
Admire the determination of Dunn, staying confident in his shot at all times.
Irving kicks to Tatum. Bosh the screen. Hayward outside. Here's Tatum. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists tonight.
And Tatum's experience in these spots is starting to show. He's never been afraid to take the biggest shots.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Now here's Irving. He's guarded closely. Pass to Tatum. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Chris Dunn picks one up.
Yeah, Tatum plays with a lot of confidence. He feels like he can take on anyone, and already proving to be a great leader at his age.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. Here's Chicago. They're on a 17-6 run. Dunn with it. Outside, Levine. A shot that time, not on target. So the Celtics will take it the other way. First free throw is good, and that brings them within 2 here. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Well, you knew he was going to come through there. The more that's riding on it, the better he seems to be.
Kicks to Valentine. Outside, Levine. Down low. Here's Lopez. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Lopez, perfect example of knowing he needed to step up. Such a huge shot for them.
Smart with the ball. Now guarded by Valentine. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
I think that's a case of nerves right there, guys. That was a pretty bad decision.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, I didn't either. I thought his feet were moving. It was close, but he was still sliding in just a bit.
Levine dishes to Markkanen. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Yeah, Levine finding the open man. The difference for him right now, playing under control.
free throw good for Markkanen.
And that tacks another big point onto the lead. Great N1 play, showing us now a little bit of that killer instinct.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 6. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Lauri Markkanen.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Bosch, the screen. Three-pointer. Hayward buries it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Kevin, don't you love that Gordon Hayward demanded the basketball in such a crucial possession? He has really matured.
Levine kicks to Valentine. To the right side. Back to Levine. Out left to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Markkanen can't get it to go. On offense, here are the Celtics. Hayward passes to Tatum. Good D by Lopez. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. 11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, this is what they're left with, needing a fast bucket, then a foul.
Well, it's desperation time, and you don't have a ton of time to play around with. They know it. Got to get to work.
Tatum dishes to Irving. Hayward kicks to Irving. Hayward outside. No good on the shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.